Greetings all, and welcome back to Globbits Gaming Channel. Now, I was sent this replay, I think it was a couple of days ago, and to be honest with you, when I first read it, I couldn't believe my eyes. This is the Hellhound, the _ Hellhound, and he's driving the Panzer 38H. It's got a lot of other letters behind its name. I didn't understand what it was to start with. I was like, what the hell is this? Now, I've heard of it before. This is the Micro Mouse. That's his nickname, the Micro Mouse. Now, it's basically a captured French tank, captured by the Germans. Alright, and basically they bolted some extra armour plates onto it and gave it a half-decent gun. And they called it the Panzer 38H. Now, what is it? Why does it get the name Micro Mouse? Well, it's got 40mm of armour all the way round. And it's a tier 2. The angling on it is really, really good, especially the front plate if you look at that angle. Right, it's got a bit of a shock trap, not shock traps, but some flat armour plates at the front. But 40mm at tier 2 is ridiculous. To be honest with you, there's very few tanks at tier 2 without premium can actually do anything to this vehicle whatsoever. HE is a problem, but other than that, you know, there's very few things on the enemy team that can actually hurt the Hellhound in this particular match, and he knows this. Because the email he sent me was quite funny. He basically's like, trollolololol, you know, check this replay out. And he's just going to put it to work. Now, we're on the, what map are we on? The Mines. Yeah, the Mines. I just, you know, basically call this the map of the hills, basically. The one with the big hill. Have to take the hill, rah, rah, rah. There's different strategies for this map, but mainly just people just rush the hill. And he's basically going to put his armour to use here. Now, the first thing he sees is an AMX 38, which has got comparable armour toughness to the Micro Mouse, but only due to the angling. But that thing, well, I say it's got comparable armour. It probably hasn't. I'm chatting complete bollocks, to be honest with you. 40mm all the way around for us, and he's easily penetrating the AMX 38 there. We've got 41mm of penetration and 40 average damage. 64mm of penetration with the APCR rounds there. Now, my only criticism to this replay, I wouldn't have killed that guy there. I would have let that guy reverse back and maybe killed his mate first, but 6 and 2 3s. The AMX is getting leathered by the T60 anyway. And there's the VAE, an absolutely tight B getting nailed. One thing to note though on the map is the plucky little Panzer 1C. If you look at the top part of the map up here where my cursor is, he's managed to break through the enemy lines, and the Hellhound notices. Now we'll put this gun to work in the longer ranges. Isn't that accurate? Unfortunately, we're missing the Panzer 1C. The thing is, though, he's not a problem for us. He's already nailed the artillery. This guy, if he's got the top gun, he could be a problem, but unfortunately, he hasn't. He's got the autocannon, and we can just basically take him out with impunity. Now, the damaging shot you saw there was actually him hitting our tracks. So, to be perfectly honest with you, that guy didn't have an absolute prayer penetrating us at that kind of range. I don't even think if he got behind us. Bear in mind, this tank's armour is not weaker at the rear. It's exactly the same all the way around, 40mm. Right, the poor sod didn't have a chance anyway. Slim shot of the Sexton, decided not to take it. We've got 3 tanks up on the hill, and we're losing 11-5. We can probably tell the reason why I'm showing this replay is it's not. That's not a problem for the Hellhound. Tanks on the enemy team that can damage him. The Brits can. These two can cause him a problem if they've got the 2-pounders. I think they carry 2-pounders. Yeah, that medium 3 could definitely damage him. But if he angles effectively, the accuracy of the enemy tanks comes into play, and the simple rate of fire of this gun, it shoots once every 2.19 seconds. That is ridiculous rate of fire for this tier. Guys on the hill, well, this is the lower tiers, guys. Now, one of the things we've got against this replay is the fact that this is a lower tier game. This Hellhound is Sealclubbing. You're doing it with such style. Now, as we'll see here, you can actually penetrate him. The medium 3 did have a chance. I think he uses the 2-pounder if I remember rightly. This Panzer 1C, however, even with premium ammunition, doesn't really stand a chance. So, way to farm steel walls. Alright then, so we've got 2 guys up on the hill. How are we going to deal with them? Well, let's wait for them to come to us. You know, we're on 7 kills, we've got nothing left to prove. We're alone against 7 enemy tanks. But the Panzer 38 decides to basically lose all sense of reasoning. He wants to go for that epic cliff dive, but the Hellhound sees it. Unfortunately, manages to shoot him on the way down, but he actually registers as being crashed there. So unfortunately, the Hellhound doesn't get the kill, which is quite unfortunate. But we did most of the damage to that guy anyway. He only did like 14 damage as he hit the ground. This guy's hurt himself on the way down as well, because if I remember rightly, this guy was at full health. And if he keeps jinking, keeps himself angled, ain't no way is this guy penetrating. Now, low tiers then. 3 artillery. Oh, and a UE-57. Pretty dangerous gun on this guy, but unfortunately, you're shooting on the move, bro. And bounces a shot from him. And takes him out. Artillery is remaining with one other tank. Now, artillery can be quite dangerous to us, especially your Sexton. Reasonably big gun there, could potentially take him out. But 40mm of armour transmit quite well versus HE. And as our friendly UE-57 says, you got this, partner, you got this. Okay, 3 artillery pieces, and what's left? H-35, okay, H-35, the Hotchkiss, which I think this tank is basically based on. I think this is actually a captured Hotchkiss, if I remember rightly. I'm sure you'll correct me in the comments. So now he's off arty hunting. So he's got to basically eliminate all options that artillery have got. Now, what would you do in an artillery piece in this position? Well, I've been moving forward. The only way these guys can win now, effectively, is pretty much by capping. It's going to be very difficult for them to kill him. If they worked as a team and Hotchi managed to spot him and artillery managed to rain down HE, that would be an option. But this is tier 2 and tier 3, gentlemen. This is not going to happen. We cannot expect teamwork. FTBS, well, manages to score a hit on him, but only takes out 10 health. So there you go. There's your HE damage for you. I know it's low caliber, low tier, but... 10 kills, Bulls medal, yay! One medal that does actually elude me as a player. I don't actually have my own personal Bulls medal. I've seen plenty of them, you know, on replays that you've sent me, but I've never actually managed to get one myself. I probably need to go back to tier 2, tier 3, start seal clubbing a little bit more. He spotted the priest, so he does a bit of a jink, just to see if he can spot him, but unfortunately it's not to be. But these guys, the onus is on these guys, they've got to come to him. They can't just sit in the back camping, because eventually they'll make a mistake. Like that. Alright, now, you've got to be careful here. As soon as that... Yeah, see the priest gun move there? That tells he's been spotted. He knows he's been spotted even without 6th sense. So he jinks at the last minute. Yep, he just bounced a shot off artillery. This could have been a problem. If that artillery had hit behind that rock, remained spotted, Sexton might have had a chance to shoot him. But he's not in the last spotted position. He's got himself a bit out of position here. And unfortunately, artillery is not that greatly accurate. You do get some of those shocking one-shot moments at the end of games and things, but this is not to be. He's just going to whittle this Sexton 2 down. And unfortunately, that was the last remaining tank that has a hope in hell, destroying the Hellhound. This is pretty much a given. The only way I think in this particular setting that Hotchkiss can actually win, alright, is by capping. And unfortunately, he's come to try and fight. There will only be one winner in this fight, and it's going to be the Hellhound. So the Micro Mouse then, guys, you can't get it anymore. It was a premium tank. It only cost you 750 gold when it was on sale. If this thing goes on sale again, I'm getting one. But Wargaming will never ever release this tank again. I'll be very, very shocked if it gets released again, simply because it's OP. Prime example, 13 kills in a tier 3 game in a tier 2 tank. And he says at the bottom there, GG. Let's have a look at the post-game stats. Yeah. Goes without saying, Mastery Badge game. This for a time fires victory, so don't get too hung up on this. Mastery Badge, fire for effect, shell proof, total damage blocked by armour exceeds the hit points of the vehicle. Yeah, well, you're going to get that quite a lot. Duelist, Bruiser. Kolobanov's medal, Pascucci's medal, high caliber, Top Gun. Not going to take anything away from you here. The Hellhound, that was a really, really good game, but it is a little bit Seal Clubbish. Still worth a replay, though, just to get this tank profiled, I think. Scored way more experience and damage than anybody else on the team. I even think he got more damage and more... not more damage. Well, yeah, more damage than anybody on the friendly team. And more experience than anybody in the enemy team put together. But the tank was overpowered. So I tell you what, that guy did really well. Because he got an epic medal, patrol duty, he actually did really, really well. Because he got courageous resistance there. He did really well. So big shout out to Ali Fargood, or Ali Farood 654. I assume he's from Iran. That's what the clan name is. Yeah, in the Panzer 1 House of C, which is really, really good to see. Yeah, but 1698 base experience and 1669 damage. Really, really good game. And it made money as well. Damage blocked by armour, 452. He received 30 hits, only 4 of which penetrated, but 2 of those were in the tracks. 1 was HE and 1 was actual true penetration. Yep, so if this ever comes on sale, ladies and gentlemen, get one. That was the Panzer 38H 735F. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. Take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you next time. Bye now.